real economic pain that the American people are suffering as a result of rising prices that have come from the war that we're fighting against Iran at the behest of Israel has translated to lower approval ratings for President Donald Trump. In fact, the latest, let's take a look at this graph. This is graph 6. It'll show you the results of the latest Reuters Ipsos poll, which shows that only 33% of respondents approve of how Trump is leading the country. Now, in a panic, Fox News jumps in to try to, rewrite history, make it appear as though it is totally worth it for you, the American people, to pay higher energy bills, higher prices at the pump, more money for food, because the war against Iran is totally worth it. Take a look.
There's been sanctions and there's been agreements and there's been harsh words, but he's the only one to take them on directly after 47 years. And they want to do anything they can to make sure he's not president, or if he is president, make sure he does not have as much power. So that's what I worry about. They'll be able to dictate our elections unless we take them down before they can.
That's why we have to make it a national security issue. We cannot. It's not being elitist. It's not saying that it doesn't matter. Of course, gas prices matter. It impacts not just people on the day-to-day basis, but everything is controlled by oil and gas. But when you tell the American people this is a national security, what could happen if we don't get involved? No one would have ever suggested when they attacked 9/11, our Twin Towers, and the gas prices went up when we were in combat operations, that should impact our response to that.
But don't forget, these are people that want to wipe America off the face of the map. They want to wipe Israel off the face of the map. They say death to America. So if they got a nuclear weapon, we won't even have cars to put gas in, right? I mean, it's more important for them not to have a nuclear weapon because they do want to kill us. They hate us. And don't forget that.
Okay, I just want to talk about the claim that attacking Iran is important, despite the fact that it's leading to inflation, because it's a national security issue for the United States. Bitch, we're running out of missile interceptors. We are running out of our weaponry fighting wars on behalf of a foreign country, which leaves the American people vulnerable to an attack. And you want to talk to me about national freaking security? That's what they want to talk about?
Yeah, so no, there was a couple of amazing things in there. Number one, the way he framed it was like, let's pretend this is about national security. Like, after 9/11, no one would have complained because that was American interest. We had been attacked.
We were attacked. Yeah. Iran didn't attack us and didn't have the capacity to attack us. Their missiles can't reach us.
So, and by the way, Iran is opposed to Al Qaeda. They're mortal enemies. But he's like, since there is no national interest here, let's pretend there is. Let's just reframe it as national interest, even though we all know it's Israeli interest.
Why was Israel treating Al-Qaeda fighters in their freaking hospitals as the civil war in Syria was taking place? I'd like them to answer that question.
Yeah, so why does ISIS never attack Israel, but only Israel's enemies?
Maybe it's a creation.
Okay, so
of the Israelis.
I don't know, but okay. So then, of course, the blonde at the end jumps in with the usual fear mongering. They're gonna kill us all. They hate us, so you should hate them, and you should help Israel destroy them, even though they have nothing to do with us. Why does Iran, quote unquote, hate us? I don't know, maybe because we invaded it, we attacked it, and we've been helping Israel try to destroy them for the last 50 years? Is that complicated, really? But of course, the whole point of Fox News is to lie to you. But to me, the most spectacular and amazing thing there was Brian Kilmeade, I hope you didn't miss it, when he was saying, now, Iran is trying to dictate our elections, so we have to hurry up and do something. Iran is trying to dictate our elections?
Iran, yeah, totally.
Iran.
They're spending big money. They're spending big money to oust politicians they don't like,
So the Israeli lobby has spent over $100 million in the last election cycle and this election cycle. Yeah. They're the leading lobby to spend money in our elections in both cycles so far. Iran, to our knowledge, has spent $0 on our elections, but on Fox News, it's a completely different reality. So the 98-year-olds watching, they're like, oh, did you hear Iran's trying to buy our elections and they were gonna kill us. So we had to murder all of them on behalf of Israel.
They do chants. They do chants.
Yeah.
Please.
Israel has murdered 10 Americans in the last 3 years. They spit on our face and haven't arrested a single person. A single one of those murders. They know who killed them. They won't arrest them because they think American lives are worthless.
No, they're very worried about US national security, everybody.
Yeah,
Please.
And guys, keep it real on what's going on with Donald Trump. Donald Trump hates being unpopular. He knows why he's unpopular. It's this war. That's why he's been trying to, in his own dumb ways, get out of the war. What if I bomb them more like Israel tells me? What if I say we're gonna get a peace deal? What if this, what if that? Hey, bro, why don't you just make the deal? Hey, open up the Strait of Hormuz and we'll leave, right? And at this point, Trump says, I don't even really, privately, according to those insiders on his own team, he doesn't even care about the nukes. He never cared about the nukes because it was always a fabrication. Remember how he was bragging about how we destroyed all their nuclear facilities in the earlier war against Iran, right? So he doesn't believe they have any nuclear materials left. We can just leave, right? But no, we can't, because then Israel says, yeah, but who would be here to fight my war for me and die for me? Pretend it's your national interest and go back into the war and pay more. And you're telling me Donald Trump is going to go through all that and be the most unpopular he's ever been just because the Israelis convinced them with a good argument? No. And it's not because of the money he already took, because Donald Trump always screws over his creditors. No, they have something on him. I would be shocked if they don't have something awful, disastrous on him, because
it's got to be something
that's where he says, I would rather be lower than dirt and have everyone in America hate me than have them release that tape.
I mean, we're talking about a guy who regularly craps himself in public, and it's got to be something more embarrassing than that.
I don't even know about that, but look, guys, the bottom line is Epstein worked for Israel. Another thing mainstream media won't tell you, read the drop site news articles. It is not in dispute. Every foreign policy deal he did was for Israel, including procuring weapons for Israel. Oh, God, and they had the videos, cameras in the Kleenex boxes. Gee, I wonder if there's tape of really powerful men in America that Israel might use. Mainstream media will say those are all facts, but facts are anti-Semitic, and you're not allowed to say facts because we're reporters. I'm telling you, it's probably blackmail. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.